Testing. Good morning. Let me test if my mic works. How is everybody doing? I'll give it a minute before I start, and then I'll go over everything, how it's working, what's going on, what I see coming up. I'll go over the trade of yesterday too, so that we can actually recap some movements. We're at the highs, so what we're gonna continue here, we're gonna just switch right here. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes too. We just started, so I don't like trading straight out of open again. I'm gonna take Forex Factory for a second, like a look if we have any news coming up. Doesn't look like 2:30. We got SCAT, so USD premiums up 4. So in the afternoon we got some news. The morning session we only got yellow folders, so not really something to take a look at. Let's set out some stuff on the charts. So before you start the day on the charting, I can recommend you to just do this. We are intraday traders, so you need to set up previous day highs, previous day lows, because these are actually the ones that the most liquidity is for that day. Well, let's zoom out a bit, now we can see where we're at. Okay, so if we go up, we are drawn to this daily for value gap just above us. Where's my day? Otherwise, not much to look at. So we got actually a strong, like this is a strong V shape back out of it. So this little part where we're at right now will determine if the market continues up, yes or no. So it does look like there's a lot of strength right here. We're very close to previous day high, so we'll probably take our previous day high before we go any lower. Morning, Bullmans. Hope you hear me clear. Otherwise, I've been blabbering around for a few minutes. So if we move lower, we will take out this trend line liquidity right here. So we have been building up this massive liquidity. We just got swept. We just got retest on double wick. So we probably will take out this shit right now. Excuse me for my language. I wasn't meant to say shit words. Not really my thing to say something like that. So if I see some dropments, I'll probably jump in this. This looks good actually. So we came in an hourly for value gap. We didn't sweep that. What's this wick? Was that news? Jeez. Yeah. Gonna give it a little bit of patience, but look, we just took out on 3-minute based, we just took out buy side liquidity right here. We got rejected off of it. So if we continue, I'll probably jump into a short. We will take out this trend line liquidity, and the first liquidity pool is right here, equal lows. And the last one would be this opening movement where we didn't touch yet. So we have like a small opening gap, a very small one. to change my hourlies. I'm not on my time zone. I can see, yeah, this is better. I'm not in anything yet, so not in a trade. I'll put on the screen. Just let the market do its thing a bit at the beginning, and we will see what the market shows us. And we can do our thing too. So I'll go over the trade from yesterday, let the market develop a little bit. I'll see it on the screen on the side. So the trade from yesterday, a small recap of what we could have done differently, what we could have done better. That's important to review yourself constantly so that you actually become a little bit better every time you do something. So my TP was actually those equal highs. So what we see yesterday? We saw a sweep of Asia. We had rejection, so we had a kind of a doji, but like a hanging hammer too. Now we had a nice clean candle 5 minute back to the upside. If we zoom in to a lower time frame, you can see that we actually had a shift. Where's my chart? Here it is. So if you zoom into a 2 minute, we see that we actually had a shift on this candle. So this was that rejection that we saw with that. Then we saw that the market was shifting upwards on that 5 minute close. I actually entered. Here we actually had a break of structure to the upside on 5 minute base. And this was actually a retest. So we actually had a fair value gap of 5 minutes right here too. So what could have we done different? We could have had a little bit more patience until that retest came and then took that entry. That was one option that we could have done. Second option is we could have just left our stop as seen this trade play out. It was a good trade, nicely performed, it did what we wanted. I got stopped at break even with a very, very small profit. But I was okay with it. So I didn't jump back into it. I didn't watch the charts until actually late the afternoon somewhere and saw this actually happening. So this is a small recap of what we could have done differently. We could just wait for that break of structure, that retest off of it, and then actually took that move with us. Instead of wanting to get in it right here, we could have had patience for another half hour before we actually had that entry. So remove the drawings. Now let's start with a clean day. Just previous day high, I need. We are Friday today, I believe. Yeah. So it's the last day of the week. So this is going to be the close of this candle. So what the market will show us that it has a lot of strength and wants to push up here. But here we can see to the same. Look, we had an enfungled week. So you can see that this candle is nicely bigger than the previous one. So this is an enfungled candle. So it tends to be on a support or resisting level that the market then shifts back to the side, to the way that it was actually running. Now for today, we will need a wick. So a weak candle always has a wick on the upper part and the lower parts, sometimes a small one, but we do always have a wick. So remember that for the end of the day. If we are going up, we will close the day with a little bit of downside. It's always like this, so that you can form that upper wick actually. Just keep that in mind. So first idea is that we go to this daily gap. So if we hit this liquidity right here, that would be my main idea that I can see us go. We had a nice clean push straight out of open. We will probably take our previous day high, see how we act off of previous day high. And then if we continue, we jump into a long. It will depend on what the market actually shows us in this day itself. So we do have some movement. So that's better than the previous 2 days that we were actually inside 2 candles. So if we continue, it would be a nice day to trade off. You can definitely see that we were, look, I'll take a 15 minute and show you guys. So this was actually that range where we've been trading in. So you can definitely, I hope you can see it actually, like I see, that this was a box. So we've been ranging. So keep that in mind. If we are trading, that if we are doing this, that we take profits at certain levels so that we actually keep everything that we make. So always look first of all what the market is doing in the now, but you can actually see what the market is doing. It's so important for yourself. Now for today, we got rejected once, twice, now the third time. We are creating equal highs right here. So that will be a liquidity pool. So if the market is targeting something, it will be targeting something like this. And if this was a news event, I can not see it from yesterday actually. Somebody knows if this was a news event yesterday? Good morning, Danus. Not sure if this was a news event at 3 in the afternoon yesterday. If this was, we will take out our wick. So what tends to happen on news events, we tend to take out the lowers and the higher parts of the news. Market likes to take out our wick always. There's always liquidity above and below of them. So here we are a bit choppy, but I believe we will go lower and take out this liquidity right now. So 1, 2 seconds, 15 minutes got rejected off of it. The half hour now got rejected. We got a little bit more than 11 minutes. So let's see how this plays out. And afterwards, we probably will take a short down to this half hour here and then see how we act once we get there. The only thing that I don't like is that we are actually trading from an hourly fair value gap right here. That's the only thing I don't like. So this shows strength to the market to the upside, but we got rejected twice now, so I probably will see a small move lower. Also keep in mind that this is a 4 hour. Yeah, look, you can see that this is actually, well this is how we traded the last 2 or 3 days. So we have been just going chopped sideways. So keep the screen open. We'll see if I find anything. We will jump in once we can. Let me take Asia low for a second. That's nice. Okay, so this is Asia low. So these are the major liquidity pools of the day. So daily highs, Asia lows, session highs and lows. Those are the major liquidity pools that we have. So market is always drawn to where actually stops are. So the retail people, how they are taught is to put their stops at certain levels. We wait until that sweep and then we put our stop there so that we don't our liquidity itself. But for now, let's be a little bit patient and see what happens. We'd love to see us take out those equal highs and that Asia high or previous day high. If we can sweep that and then see a reversal back down and then take out this liquidity, that would be an amazing trade that we can take. And if I can see that the market, after we take out those highs and continue just chopping around a little bit of sideways movement, hitting a retest of the value gap and then continue up to that daily per value gap just above us, we have a second good trade. So we have actually 2 major liquidity pools. That's one, that daily per value gap just above us. So we will hit We got a 26,000 round number in that, so that would be the main target. And if we fall lower, we will take out the Asia low probably, and we will sweep that full trend line liquidity. The first TP would be that 4HL, so this is a fair value gap from a 4 hour. But for now, just be patient. Good morning, Emily. Unemployment claims yesterday. Oh yeah, there was news. Thanks. 4 months. Mess already took those highs. Oh, let me take a look. I didn't see that. Did he has already take previous day high too? Yeah. So ES is the stronger one right now. It looks like it definitely wants to go higher here on ES. Yeah, look, we just tapped that hourly. We didn't even tap it. It was equal. And now it's moving already further up, so then Q will probably just follow. I'll just give it some time and see how the market moves before I do anything. So for anybody that actually is new to trading, remember, sitting behind the charts is just watching what the market is telling you right now. So I can see as much as all of you. We see all those candles standing, of course, here. I just see a little bit more, probably. But I'm just explaining which parts that you should be looking for. So that 4HL, this liquidity right here and that fair value gap is a very important level. Previous day high is an important level. If you see equal highs everywhere standing, those are liquidity pools. So that means that there are stops being pushed above it for people that want to short. So there's buy side liquidity right here. The under part is sell side liquidity. And if you can form like a trend line, say that you can form something like this, if you have, this is also liquidity. So everything under it. So people trade sometimes when they touch trend lines and continue up. So that's the same. There's also liquidity under those. Very important to remember. Well, and also remember that trading is just a probability game, guys. 50-60% win rate is a lot. This is actually the only business that only has like a 60% win rate. Can you imagine that you go with your car and that you have like a 60% chance that it's fixed? that wouldn't sound good. If you go to the garage and you come back, yeah, that's probably gonna be okay. I think you wouldn't pay that guy. Oh, Emily, I got good news for you. Go chat with my wife for a second. I spoke about that thing that you told me yesterday. I believe she got an explanation. I'm gonna let her tell it to you. Yeah, with the chicken, yes. I told her yesterday a small part of it, and she actually came to a conclusion very fast. So women see always the world in a different place and a differently than we do. So yeah. Oh, where's my thing? I'm not in a trade. So if the market decides to sweep the highs and then return back lower, that's definitely possible. So we have been trading inside these two ranges for days right now. So it's definitely possible once we sweep the highs that we change back down. So remember that just because we have been going ranging for a while, the probability is higher that we do that again. So we're very near to previous day high. We probably will take out that liquidity right now. We're still being patient until it happens, and then we will see what happens afterwards. There's no point trading this part right now. If we were online one, we actually tapped that hourly for value gap. That would have been one way to enter it, but that's also the only place that you could have entered. For value gap, stop at the low and then to the highs actually. Not even sure that's worth to trade. Yeah, it would have been a 2.2, definitely worth. So do never try to short the market that's showing you strength that it wants to go up at first sight. So when I came online and I saw rejection twice, I was expecting the market already to move lower, but until it actually does it, we need to be patient because this is just sideways again, and the market definitely needs to show you that it wants to do that before you try to trade it. What are the major confluences for rejection and continuation trend? No, just normal market structure. So, Danius, if you what are the major stuff? Okay, liquidity pools. You can have a change in delivery state, but you have to zoom out, take a bigger time frame, and actually use just very easy structure based. So this was the move down. So this was the full move down that we made. So where the market always tends to come back to. So once we have a change in structure, so this was, we broke that low and we didn't actually sweep much under it, but enough to say that we actually changed character. So here, once we broke this low fully, you can say that we make actually a change in character to the ups, to the downside. That's a big time frame actually. So that's from October until now that we actually made that. So what does the market then tend to do? It tends to go back to fair value of price. So what's fair value of price? That's halfway. So that's the half point between the high and the low that we draw. Why does the market wants to go back to fair value of price? Because people don't want to be paying, say, that you're selling something, a good, and that you want to buy it and sell it for a cheaper price. You want to be buying it at this part and selling it lower. That's what you want to be doing. So you want to get as good as value if you can. So if this was, let me just draw two boxes. It's actually easy to explain like this. So we have actually two places where you can, you don't want to be longing from the upper part. You want to be, you want to be shorting from the upper part. And the reason why is because that's supply zone. So you want to be shorting from this part. So you want to get the market back to fair value price. And where does it most of the time hit to? That's that 7.8 level or that 6.2. It's not on my chart right now. It's just to explain it easy. So the market tends to go back to those levels. And where does this level hit to? If you pick it daily, that's exactly on that daily level. So where will the market tend to go back to once it wants to move back up to that 7, 8 level? And here we need to be patient and then see what the market wants to do. Does it want to go take out all-time high, or was this a full changing character to the downside? If this was, we will stop at that level and we will reverse. Where do we reverse to then? Okay, now we take that part, say that we go to the top of that daily gap. Then the market will at least go back to where? Fair value of price. And afterwards, you will see if this is correct and the market wants to go down, it is aiming for that level because this is the liquidity pool it wants to take out. If the market wants to go down from here and still move lower, it will hit that 50 level. It will have a small retest and then it will fully move down. So if you want to know where the market is headed to, you need to learn just market structure. So it's simple context. So you need to know what's a break of structure, a change in character, so that you know exactly when the market wants to do this, and then you just follow along with it. And then you need to take a higher time frame. Where does the market is drawn to? So we've been going up for all the days. We didn't trade always longs. We shorted to the market. And that's perfectly fine. You can short the market or long a market because we trade intraday. But on a bigger time frame, you need to remember where the market is drawn to completely, and it's drawn to liquidity. So this is that liquidity, that 7, 8 level, and we have a daily fair value gap just above it. So where will it be drawn to? To that daily fair value gap, because there are left open orders in here. This is called, you guys call it a fair value gap. I used to call this an imbalance in the market. But that imbalance in the market actually tells you that we have open orders there. And what is an open order? It's actually the market flushed through and there are still orders at that level. So that means that the market moved so fast that some of the orders that was in the order book didn't get filled. If you ever trade live funds and you see a flush like this and you have a stop, so you have a stop, say that you put your stop under this wick and you want it long. Okay, great. When this starts to flush, you're not going to be stopped here. You're going to be stopped somewhere here. And you're going to be stopped like 5, 6 points lower because the market was going so fast that it didn't even get time to fill in your order right here. There was so much sell pressure that actually all the orders got filled so fast and some of them got left open and they got filled way lower. This is why it's called actually an imbalance. But once you learn how market structure works, so I trade most of the times a breakup structure with a continuation. So that means we need to see a high get taken. So here we have on a 15-minute based, this level here showing us that we had a breakup structure, not a wick. We do want to see a full body close. So actually, if you want to be correct, this candle right here showing us that we had a break of structure of this part. This was not a break of structure. We got rejected of that high. So once we do this, this is a break of structure to the upside. What does the market then come to do? Okay, we take our flip tool, make it very easy. We draw it from the high to the highest part we have. Where the market wants to come back to fair value of price, the 50 level. What did it do? It hit that fair value of price because this is the full move, not just until that candle. No, it's when the market starts to reverse that you can actually say, okay, we are heading to fair value of price. Where does the market then head to back to the tops to make a new break of structure and continue? It can also go to that 7, 8 or 62 level, but it doesn't need to. That 50% is enough to make that move back up. That's in fast tempo actually explain what a break of structure is. But for now, we're still at the same level. Not much happened actually. So this is choppy. I'm gonna wait until the liquidity is swept or that previous day high is swept before doing anything. Hope that helped. So if you're here in the stream and you like being me here, yeah, 6 hours more worth than 4. Higher time frames always. So the higher the time frame, the more it's actually accurate. So you can use actually, so for intraday traders, so we are traders. So for intraday traders, you use your daily, you use your day and your weekly. So say you use your week slash day as your guiding. You then look at 6H, 4H to see your direction of the day itself. So week, daily is actually the main movement. So this is to know if you're trading with the trend or against the trend. So that's the main moving. The 4 hour and the 6 hour is your direction of the day. If you use a 6 and a 4 hour, then you have your 1H as confirmation that the direction stays the same, and you have your 15 minutes slash your 5 minutes as your entry. So the direction, so the 6 and the 4 hours tells you where the market is headed. At the moment itself, you will see a 5 minute and a 15 minute shift. Once you see a 15-minute shift, you can enter a 5 minute, perfectly fine. But the 1 hour will give you confluence where the market is headed. So I'll explain. So this 1 hour, we got into this fair value gap and we got a little bit rejected, and this candle closed back inside. So that means that this fair value gap hold value. The next hourly candle actually showed strength that we want to take out the liquidity one more time. So this hourly showed us already that the next hourly actually wanted to go up. Then you have your 15 minutes that shows that we got strength into it. And then we have a 5 minutes. So this was that 15-minute candle right here. So then we have that 5 minutes. If you have fair value gaps, you can actually use those as your entry point and then trade off of it to the highs. No, if you trade on a 5-minute base, that you're not always going to be fully correct. I prefer to trade off 15 minutes. It's more accurate. So this is why I actually trade a 15-minute breakup structure with a 15-minute fair value gap entry to continue. So we've been online for 40 minutes right now, and we're just at the same small place right here. So if we now sweep this low, and we got some form of fair value gap that we can tap, I would short the market to this level at least. So if we, I'll tell again. So if we sweep this with a body close, I would dare to short the market with a stop at this high, at least to there. I would prefer to see it sweep first those liquidities before we do this, but the market doesn't always show you that. Happy to help. The 3 minute is actually so why would I use that 3 minutes? So I'm seeing now the 15 minute has been 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th rejection of this high. So what am I watching right now? So I'm watching for value gaps. So I'm watching how does the market act on for value gaps. So we have one right here on the 5 minute based. I've seen one not on a 15. I see one in a 3 minute. So if we have multiple for value gaps on time frames laying over each other, I use them to let the market tell me what is it doing. If you have a huge candle and it would drop and it takes out this liquidity and we have a body close below it, we probably form a fair value gap to the upper part. This is an imbalance. So a fair value gap is an imbalance too. So there are orders in here. Look, we got rejected off of this. This tells me that the orders that were open left in here, that they are stronger than the ones that were actually were selling the market. So this candle wanted to sell, so people are selling the market right here. And the orders that were still open were so strong that the market got rejected off of it and pushed back in. So I'm being patient. And if I see a candle close below it with a strength actually after it, so with a huge body, that means that the market didn't use this as confirmation that the market still wants to go up. So if it doesn't want to go up on this fair value gap, that means that the market wants to go down. So then we are patient until we see that confirmation that the market shows us its hand, it wants to go down. And then we want to find some footprint or some way to enter it. So I prefer then to see a small retest to a fair value gap and then enter that on that fair value gap and then short. Then actually once it sweeps and say, okay, we entered this right here, and then the market tends to move a little bit back up. This is not a fun march. So I'll be patient then until we see an out of fair value gap where the market heads to back to. So it wants to see it move back into that level then, and then go out of it. And this is my entry point. But then you would just have to be patient. Look, there is no way that you could trade this market right here. There is nothing to trade off, so we're just going to be patient. We got rejected 1, 2, 3. We swept, we came back, we swept again. This is actually the same movement as yesterday, I believe. We had the same kind of movement yesterday. What was it? We also had equal highs in the morning session. That's where we were drawn to. Where was it? Yeah, here we swept Asia, and then we moved. So this was the trade that we took. So we also had equal highs right here. This is a bit clearer. So we got rejected off of it. We made an equal high, and then the market started moving. So this was clearer or more accurate to see that the market wanted to move in a direction. Now here, it just gets rejected, 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 rejected. So that means that the market doesn't yet have strength enough to push it above. Does it want to at this point? Yeah, it does want it to, because we are trading in this fair value gap right here, and it's holding, because this low, if it sweeps this, where it stands here, this is actually the part, if it takes this out, this fair value gap doesn't hold value anymore. It's done. It's closed. Because this is that protected stop where we should put our stop if this should hold and we want to trade to the upside. So once it sweeps this, I know, okay, we are tending to move in the lower part of the direction, especially because it's a 5 minute too. And if we sweep this one, that means that the market is tending to move to a direction. I don't always use the 3 minutes. I prefer to use the 15 and the 5 because they are much more accurate. It just takes a bit longer than before you can jump into any trades or anything else. But this is a choppy market right now, so we've just been trading right here. So I'm not touching this immediately. I want to see the movement. I prefer to wait until we take this out and be sure that the market is tending to go lower, or just jump in right here and say, okay, we're going to jump lower. No. I don't prefer to do that. I prefer to be patient and see the market do its thing, come back into it, and then it will move anyway. This makes it much easier. So we will see the market do something like this. That's what the market always does. And people want to be jumping in it straight away and taking this part instead of being patient and actually jump in the fair value gap and then take the same movements. You miss maximum 10 points, but sometimes you get actually a better stop, because if you want to jump into this one, you need to put your stop up here. And once we jump in here, you only need to put your stop here. So you got a smaller stop, but actually makes it a better trade. And that's the most of the times like this. So if once we have a break of structure and you have a retest of it, you actually get a better trade than you get if you would take it right here. If you have to take this and you want to long this up, this is a better trade once you have that break of structure, that retest off of it, stops at this point, and then trade off of it. You get actually a better trade than you have to put it here and put your stop down here. That's just being patient. People want to trade too much and trade too fast. Look, this whole market right here, there's nothing to trade off. So if anybody was trading right now, I would say you got a problem. Unless you're trading a minute. Yeah, if you're a minute trader, you can definitely trade because this has been going up and down. So remember, if you want to be a trader and actually you like trading and you love it, you really need to be adapting the mindset of a good trader. And the mindset of a good trader is having patience. Look at anybody that actually makes a lot of money out of trading. Ask them what their values are. Ask them how they think and feel about the market. This is how you become better. If you can adapt to those feelings, mindsets, anything that they believe in, you will get it too. Will you have to adapt your own beliefs? Yeah, of course. But that's why most of the traders don't make money, because they don't want to adapt to how real traders feel and believe and think about markets. I'm okay if I have a trade, yes or no. It's Friday, so I'm ending the week already in green. So if I don't take a trade, I'm happy too. I don't mind to not take a trade. I'm just here to be consistent all the time, making sure that I'm present, that I can see the chart. If the opportunity comes, I can take it. If it doesn't, I was here, and that's okay. If you're in a learning curve and you still need to learn how to trade, I would recommend just buying a one prop firm account and trade a one contract, nothing more, a small contract, and learn to let go of trades, to follow your rules, set of rules. If you don't have any, go to my Discord, ask me, I'll help you set some up. I got them actually for free in my Discord, so you can just take my plan out of it if you want to. But remember that my plan is not always fully accurate for yourself. So if you want to be a trader, you need to make your own plan, because I see liquidity right here. Some people will put it up here. Some people will put their stops here, and I will put my stop right here once we swap this. So now you can see, look, this was that 5 minutes, what I was talking about. And this fair value gap is holding right now. So we tapped it 1, 2, 3, 4 times now, and it still didn't break the low. So for me, it's still holding. The movement right now is to the upside, unless I get a nice clear move down. But for now, it still looks like it wants to go up. And it's probably waiting for open. So we're almost 9 o'clock, so we're waiting for open. And probably just before open or at open, we will sweep this. And then we will trade with the trend. It will depend on. You got a nice name, man. Drink on the moon. I put my water yesterday outside for the moon. So all of you being here, if you like the teachings that I'm doing, just subscribing helps the channel. Always appreciate it. A thumbs up is always nice too. It just helps me grow step more slowly and let other people find me. Only if you actually want to. I don't want to get a thumbs up just because I ask it. I really want it because you want to give it. Yeah, if there was like a 15-minute below here, I would have entered it too. Took too long off of it, but right now we've just been chopping a bit for an hourly. So we can see, if we watch now the hourly, we can see, look, these are just 1, 2, 3 candles sitting beside each other. So the patience is then the key. Not doing anything until the market shows its hand. Here it shows its hand. Look, it showed strength. It's a huge candle. So the bigger the candles, the more strength there is behind the market. And you want to be trading with these huge candles. Believe me. These are candles where institutional people are trading in. Because we don't push the market at 10 points up. All the retail traders together don't even push the market 10 points up. So if the banks are closed, you have to watch the market when the banks are closed. We tend to move up like 20 points down, 20 points up, 20 points down. It's like in a very small range. So still not in a trade, still being patient. We almost have opened, so we'll probably sweep those highs, and then I want to see how we act. Once we sweep these highs and those liquidity pools right here and previous day high, that would be everything. Plus this was a news wick, so we will take that out, and then I want to see how we act. If we have a strong rejection of the highs and we see a shift in market structure, we take a short to that 4-hour liquidity pool just below, and then to see what happens after that. If we don't and we push up and we just see a tap back into it, we will trade, like I said, to that daily gap just above us. So that's the main thing that I'm being patient for now. It's not worth trading. That's 5.7 points, so not something we can do actually. So we just need to be patient right now. So anybody new to here, I'm John, by the way. I've been professional trader for 5 years plus right now. So this is my main income. I don't do anything else. Now I teach it for free. Oh, and believe me, guys, I paid my share already to what actually called about mentors. There are a few in the space that are very good at it. So anybody new to the channel, the link is in for the Discord is in the description, so you can just join if you want to. Send me a message, say hello to the group. I'll add you to the group, then promote you up so that you can actually see what's in the Discord too. Just building up a nice, friendly community that everybody can chat with each other. If you need some info, just ask. I'll share my analysis like I did on Bitcoin. So I'm still in this trade right now. I took a partial, like I said yesterday. I'm being patient, seeing what happens. So I want to see this hit actually 100K. I'll probably take most of the partials at 98,000, but still see it go up right now. That was the same movement or shape that I actually just explained. So this was on a higher time frame, a really higher time frame. So we had a break of structure. We had a retest of that of this full move, but where to? That 7-8 level. And you can see this in a weekly. This was a weekly break of structure, by the way. So just market structure is what you need to see what the market does. Once you can see this, you can never unsee it. It's like riding a bike. So still at the same level, nothing happening. Just be patient, guys. It's Friday, so do something you love today. If you have been here all week and you if you made any profits already today, close your books and be done with it. And if you hold you to your plan and you trade it following your rules with confidence, and you enjoyed it and you didn't overtrade, you did nothing incorrect, give yourself a nice treat to promote yourself that you actually done the thing that you needed to do. It's important for yourself. Because people sometimes don't remember to give themselves a nice treat when they're actually in the process itself. I've been there, so that's why I'm actually telling it. So we got 1 minute to open. Let's see what happens in 20 seconds. How this market will act or move. We didn't sweep this small void. If we go down, it could be that we just take that small void right here. This hourly shows strength right now, so we got 7 seconds. And this is just, look, a 3 hourly and fungled candle. So it's just like a choppy hourly candle right here. So if we sweep this now, we will see what happens. So here's open. I'm not a fan of a choppy market or a ranging market. I prefer actually an expansion up or down. This is what makes a continuation trade much easier. Not the biggest movement. And we got the first minute. Yeah, if we only move like, say, 20 points, I'm not gonna even try to trade it directly. Because like, this is 6 points. I hope everybody can see why I am being patient and knows why I'm not trading anything right now. I want to see that sweep, like I said before. I want to see what happens once we take out this liquidity right here. And then we will find an entry. It's just because it's so close that I'm not trying to do anything. If we were all the way down here, that would have been definitely a decent trade. 100 points of 60 points is definitely something we can trade. So anything less than 10 points, it's not worth it. You do need a decent trade, so to trade anything too. Make sure that you at least make a 1.5 to a 2R out of a trade that you make or take. And then you only need to have like a 50% win rate to still make profit. That's the same what I had last month. I had a 50% win rate and I made a 7.2R, so still made profit. So that's news. What was that? Shit. Okay. I was a 20-point candle in nothing time. Okay, now we can see what happens. So this is what we were patient for. So now we took our previous day high, we took out the news wick, so the most of all the liquidity right now is being taken. And now we will see how we act off of it. Was it just a sweep? Now the market will fall rather fast. Now, if you're in a trade, try to see what you're thinking on. So you have two ways if you're on a trade. You can think in a positive way or in a not positive way. So then, I mean, you can be looking at your stop constantly and hoping it doesn't hit your stop, or you can be focused on your profit. So a good trader is focused on his profit, not on his stop. His stop is there and he knows it, but he isn't focusing on it. So try to see where your focus lays when you're trading. I cannot tell that for you. You will be able to tell that for yourself, of course. So we tapped out a minute now. I want to see, do we fall further? If we take out this low, I'm hitting in a short. So if we take out this low, I'm jumping in a short. We just hit previous day high one more time, so I want to be sure. We do need to sweep this, and then I want to take a short, and then we will short this to 4H low. Not in anything yet. I want to see this candle get taken out. Not the fastest market today. Yeah, he's a good bug, my friend. So this is Azul. If you ever hear him saying, this is my German Shepherd. He's my best trading buddy. He's always here cheering me on. And my wife is of course too. She's taking a break out of trading for a while, but we used to just trade as a couple. But she misses the human connection right now, so. Would have loved to see that we made a 5-minute value gap. We did not. We closed the bodies, the wicks are together, so I have to be patient right now. So we got another 5 minutes, and then open is done, and then we probably will see what will happen. So still now, it looks still that we will go up. So there is nothing telling me yet that we want to go short. I do want to see a change in state before we can short anything. So we need to be patient still now, not because we swept liquidity that the market's gonna reverse instantly. The only reason why I would say this is because this was a news wick, and a news wick tends to get filled up always. So this is why I knew that the market was drawn to that part. That's one of the reasons of it. It's not always filled directly, but it does get filled up. This was a previous day, so it took a day before we actually got to that point. Okay, this looks with strength, so let's see what we have. Oh, that was news at 9 o'clock, so that's why we had some movement. So what am I watching right now? So let me explain too while we're here. So we got rejected of this void. If you never heard of these gaps, those are called voids. You can look up. I got a movie about them, how they are actually used. So they are used. These are the same like for value gaps. So we took a high, we took it again, and I want to see us or fall under that low. If we do fall under it, we got to short down it. If we continue up here and we see some form of movement up and take out as high, we will probably jump in along. So the only concepts that I can see right now. So just being patient again. So you would tendly almost never see me trade in opening range. So opening range is the first 15 minutes while the market is open. It tends to be sometimes not always the best moment to trade off. An hour and 15 minutes in stream and still no trades. So look, I'm here with all of you guys, so I'm not touching any buttons. I'm not doing anything except of watching this price action do its thing, because this is not a very exciting price action, I must say. But still, we can only be patient. It will have to show its hand somehow. I always give it to 10 o'clock. So this is how my max that I trade normally, about 2 max 3 hours a day. If you are a trader, but that's the maximum that I would actually recommend for anybody to be sitting behind charts. That's about 2 to 3 hours. It's mentally needed to take a break after 3 hours. It doesn't matter how good you are, it's just something you need to do for yourself. Good morning, Dr. Who. Happy that you joined. I actually got a nice idea for you, man. Yesterday, you told me that you like to be in the mountains and everything. So, look, I actually got while I was talking it to my wife about it, I actually got an idea for you to make money out of that. And without you actually having to do anything. So let me explain what I mean by that. You were, okay, we have a 15-minute right here, so that would be great. If you can tap this and we can trade off of it, we could tap it and then continue. That would be amazing to see. So what we're telling about is you want to do the mountains and traveling and everything. So what can you do is actually look for good guides that are there. Talk to the villagers. Places to rent, so that they have a place to sleep and anything else onto it. And then go to your local agency that actually does for your agency that actually does traveling, and ask for an affiliated something off of them, so that you can actually send people to that agency so that they can actually take the same trips that you do, and you get actually paid by those agencies by sending them customers. That would be something that you could do, because you like to go to the mountains and hike and everything else. So not everybody, there are a lot of people that loves to hike, believe me. I like it too, but I have no idea how to start with it. So if you do know how to start with it and you know where to get, which people that are great to go to and which places are great to rent because you already have been there, you can set them up, so the agency with those places that are for rent, and you can connect them to each other and you can make a nice income out of that. Yeah, perfect. Send me a DM. Did not have time yet to look in your indicators that you shared to me. Not sure if they are. Still need to take a look how this works actually. Okay, so if we close above here, we got a 15-minute value gap right now. There is a strength right here, so it does look like we want to continue moving upwards. We now took out that Newsweek. If we continue here, I will take a long. We got 9 more minutes, so now we took out that Newsweek. Would be nice to be able to trade out of a value gap. So this is what I was waiting for, or being patient for, to see that we take this out and now continue. If we now continue, I'll jump in along. I'll put my stop in it this week. Because this was, again, a news candle. I just watched Forex Factory. So if you want to know how to watch it, just go to forexfactory.com. I'll watch if there is any news. So the markets, if it goes up, it's tend to go up to here. So we've got plenty of time to move with it. Let me see how this trade would look like. Not doing anything yet, guys. Just being patient. Want to see how we act yet. If we tap one of those for value gaps just in a minute ago and we continue up, I'll enter with those for value gaps. The market looks like it has strength in it, so we got a bit above it, small rejection, not much what we came to actually. So the main idea would be, actually the best one would be if we can hit this 15 minutes and get tapped off of it and then continue. Because if we hit up, we're definitely hitting for that day's high or for value gap just above us. So the main idea would be that 26,000 level that we hit. It's another 200 points, definitely doable for the market. I'm going to jump in along right here. So stops at the high. Stops are at the 15-minute fair value gap right now. I want to take it to 25,680. I'm going to put my stop at that 15 minutes wicks low. So we could come back all the way to here and then continue off of it. So my stop is at 25,720. So this is my stop. $25,721. And my target is 25,860 something. This can take like another 2 hours before we actually hit that part, but we will see. If I'm incorrect and we sweep out this liquidity, we will short to the other side. But if we are correct, this is a huge trade that we can take. The main idea is that we actually hit that daily fair value gap. So I'm actually aiming for under it, for that TP to be hit. So we will see soon enough what happens. So I'm watching also how price reacts. So we have a 3-minute fair value gap right here. So I want to see it get tapped, get a bit filled, and then move back up with it. That indicates that the market is still strong and that it's actually following the fair value gaps that have been created and respecting them to continue the movement. I'll get myself a drink. I'm in this trade, so it's a profit or not a profit. I'll be right back. Okay. So that's a strong pushback down. That will definitely complement what we are doing. So that's a 15-minute tap now that we had. So here I don't want to see that continuation in the next minute. So this is okay. So we came in 5 minutes. So this is that 5 minutes. Now I want to see the next minute. I want to see rejection all the way back up with this candle. And now we are good. Now we can move our stop up even. The next minute will show this how this actually plays out. I don't want to see it move further up right now because I don't like strong candles in the opposite direction. Now let the market just do its thing. We will see what happens. I'm in it anyway, so if I see, look, this is something I was just going to explain immediately. This is something I don't like to see. So we had a valley gap of a 5 minute. We had a full body close under that 5 minutes with a valley gap being created out of it. So this shows that the strength, like I explained just a minute ago, that the strength actually in this valley gap didn't hold anything. We didn't take out a low, so it's still valid right now, but that means that this next minute needs to push the market all the way back up. If it doesn't, that will probably be our stop. But still, I'll let my stop do its thing. It's there for a reason. I just watched the ES2, so ES is the big brother of NASDAQ, so you can also watch ES sometimes and see what happens, but ES took out highs and it's chopping around again, so, and this was also a strong candle move back to the lows, so it probably, if it's ES starts sweeping this part out of it, NQ will follow, so. This is a totally different candle, that 15 minute of ours. So NQ had a bullish candle and ES actually did not. So we will see in a few minutes what happens. This is still looking at a very bullish chart. So I'm okay with this trade. It looks good. The only thing that we can come back to is now tap that 15 minute right here. And if that doesn't hold, we will sweep everything out. So no matter what you take, if you are in a trade with me, always be okay with everything. So if you are not okay with your stop, it's too big, that's up to you. Make sure it's always accurate. I'm in with 3 contracts right now, so it's a small stop. It's 180. Something like 180. So now I want to see that continuation. If we now fall back down, that will probably be not good. So we close that candle, its body to the highs. We close this for value gap. So now I want to see that candle actually push further up. Because you can see the difference in shapes and forms. So you can see these were rather small candles in comparison to this 2 minute that actually dropped back down. So then I want to see the strength just as strong as that one that pushes the market down. We're in this anyway, so I'll just let this play out, see what happens. If it doesn't play out before 10, I'll just leave the trade and let it do its thing. Like I said, if I was not mentoring all of you, I would probably not even sit behind the charts. I would just close the books and let this do its thing, come back in an hour or 2 or 3 and see what happens. I'm not the person that sits behind a chart all day watching what my trade will do. I have faith in myself and how it works, so I just let this trade do its thing. Aliana, liever niet meisje, ik ben nog aan het streamen. Je hoort dat supergoed. Okay. I got 3 contracts on my stop. That was just a mark. I just put it in immediately. 15 minutes looks nasty. Everything looks good. This is still a good trade for me. I don't say it's not gonna work. I still have a good feeling at this point. It's the market's just sitting here. It's been sitting here all day, so it's been slowly doing its thing. So for me, this still looks good. Nothing tells me yet it's not okay. I'm gonna know if we take out this high, what it will do. The only thing that we could have done different in this one is had a bit more patience until we had that 50-minute tap right here before we entered. That's all. But I was okay by entering it here. This is still a 3-hour trade, so I was very happy with a 3-hour trade. You can know so much about the markets and still be incorrect, guys. It's like I said, my previous month was... Look, I'll even show my journal if you want to see it. It's maybe easier for you guys. So this is my journal. Last month, what do we make? So I got about 50-60% win rate. So you can see it's not so much different every month. So if this one goes correct or not correct, that will be or 50 or even more. So it's always around the same level. So be okay with it. It always will be. And it's strategies that you do, you never have like a 70-80% win rate. If you do, dude, you got like a gold mine right there. Consistently, guys, so always keep doing it no matter what. But if you can't, it's been journals for a while. So it's not like it's new. I like 2 of them, so. I just let this play out. Just be okay with everything that comes along. Be okay with it. So if you are in a trade and you have to ask how much contracts you put inside, probably you don't even know how much you put in an R. So always do the same for yourself. So how do I recommend if you trade a prop firm? You can use 5% of it of your MML. So that's if you have a 2K drawdown, that means that you can use $100 per trade to start with. If you make more, that means that your MML will go up. It's percentages, so that means that it always will increase a little bit. Stop slowly, of course, but it will increase bit by bit. And if you have a not profit, that means that the next time that you will do a little bit less. This is how I would recommend. So then you will have to count for yourself. So this is a 31-point stop. So if you have a 31-point stop, you take your calculator, you do 31.25 x 2. So that means that you have $2 per contract. So that means that you got on $62 for this trade per contract. So I put 3 inside. So I got 187.5, a bit less actually to be 100%. My entry is a little bit lower than this. When I entered it, I entered it first with one contract. I dropped it down because I didn't measure it, and then the 2 other were just a bit lower. So, but then you calculate this completely, how much this is, and then you know how much you have to put into it. Start with one contract and just drag your stop to where it should be, and you'll be fine too. But try to know this, or measure this before you actually do anything. And if you're feeling, look, this is now this is good thing. This is what I spoke for just a minute ago. The only thing that I see is actually my TP. I'm watching my TP. I want to see the market move to my take profit. If you are watching your stop and only seeing that, that means that you are focusing on your stop, not on your take profit. A good trader doesn't focus on a stop. He knows it's there and he's fine with it. So adapt or change your mindset to looking at your take profit. You want to see the market hit your profits. And if you're not fine with this trade, that means that you or put too many contracts inside, so that you're over leveraging or putting too much stuff into it. So this is why we start with one contract. That's more than enough, and this will give you more than enough feedback to actually play it out correctly. So we're trading inside a 4-hour for value gap right now. We took this liquidity already yesterday. So this is why we took probably this rejection off of it. So my aim is that we hit to this daily gap. We definitely will hit this today. If it's right now or in the afternoon session, that's just something as an intraday trader we cannot know before it happens. So all what we can do is be patient. And here again too, so the market didn't move much. Still sitting here. Probably will go to that 15-minute right now. Still got a minute and a bit, so it can easily just move back up as it can move down right now. At this point, the market is still showing strength. Nothing's telling me yet that the market wants to go down. Nothing. But always be okay with everything. And if you put too many contracts inside, I'm okay with that too, but make sure that you reduce it again. Be okay with, even if you immediately got into drawdown and you put too many contracts into it, delete them, take them out. It's okay. Keep you to your own strategy. So one of my things is don't overtrade. So only take good setups, qualities that you want to take, not too many, maybe 1-2 trades a day is more than enough. You just have to be patient for the right setup to come. We had a lot of patience here. The market just keeps showing that it wants to move in a certain direction, that's all. So we are now being patient, and the market will move its hand soon enough. So 14 in the stream, nice. Happy to see you all here. If you want to help the channel grow, I would appreciate it that you subscribe yourself if you haven't yet. It helps the channel grow. Only if you actually enjoy the streams. So no matter what this trade does, I'm up 1.7 on the month. So if this is not the correct one, I'm up 0.7 this week. Yesterday's trade was a very good trade. I went out on break even with just 0.1 profit or something like that. 0.15 it was. But I actually hit full TP, and it was a 2.3 R, so good trade. I decided to move my stop. If I wasn't, it was a very nice trade. So if you held through it and didn't move your stop, you had a very great profit. Yeah, this is a very slow market, guys, so not much is happening. We moved up like 20 points, and now we're just sitting here again. So all we can do now is be patient. So I'm not going to put it on a low time frame. I'm going to put it on a bit of higher time frame. It's more comfortable to watch. Better for the brain if you do want to watch the chart. And this is the last 10 minutes of that hourly candle. So the hourly will show us now what it wants to do too. Yeah, if you watch this hourly right now, so we came in for value gap and we pushed back up to take out the high. So if we watch right now, in this now moment, this still looks very bullish. There's nothing telling me yet that this market doesn't want to move higher. The only one that shows a little bit different sign is ES. So that's the only thing I don't like about my trade that I'm in right now. So this is more companies into it, so it takes NQ a bit longer to follow it. But if AS starts dropping and take out this liquidity, yeah, then we will probably move lower. But for that to be happening, we still need to watch NQ because we're trading NQ and not ES. It's not always the same. Well, like I said, this trade can take like another 2 hours before we actually hit that TP, guys. So the only thing we can do is do nothing if you're in a trade. That's the best option that you can do. So I got about 10 more minutes until 10. I'll leave this trade open. I'm not going to sit behind the charts while this is heading somewhere or getting out TP or getting to our stop. I do have some other stuff that I still need to do, guys, except of sitting here. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but I'm not like to watch charts too much. Let's see if we have any news coming up in a few minutes. Forex. I thought I saw at 10 or at 11 that we had something, an orange folder. That's strange. Oh, internal 500 server error. We got an error. Okay. So I can watch Forex Factory right now. It looks like it has some kind of error. Can somebody, well, let me take a look if I can find somewhere else. Yeah, it got full stop, so it doesn't look like anything. So this is the tab of the 15 minutes. Now I want to have a strong push back up if once we hit this. So yeah, I want to have a very strong push out of it. Otherwise, we're gonna have another trade. So we got 6 minutes to recover out of this. So the next 5 minutes, I want to see the market actually pull back and pull back inside this candle at least. And then we will be good. So that will probably be our stop. This looks way too strong, back down. So 5 more minutes. Let's see if we have that strength to push the market back. If not, like I said, that will probably be our stop then. Because like 4 more minutes and this candle needs to actually push back up right now. But until those 4 minutes are done, we can actually say nothing yet. Because I've seen minute candles actually move like 20 points, 50 points, and instantly. So if this hourly closes like this is going to look less good. Let me doubt immediately straight off of it. Because this now looks like liquidity sweep and a rejection. So we got another 2 minutes. Like I said, the last 10 minutes, we will see in an hourly what it wants to do. That's most of the times like this. Still being patient, nothing happening yet. If it takes us out, it takes us out. Yeah, so that will be journaling, that will be a stop, abnormal trader. Yeah. That will definitely be our stop in a minute. Still not doing anything, just letting the stop play out, letting it do its thing. Meantime, I'm gonna fill in my journal. So 1 minute to 10. Entry after open. Hitting BO FVG. So that was my stop. So journaling first of all. We'll see if we find one more trade. That will be the last one I will take today. That was minus 87, so 90, so 0.9. And we got in this trade that we stopped at 10:01. And I got in it at 9:17. Okay, so that was a not profitable trade. Remove the drawings and let's be patient. So we're just in a new hourly right now. Market is back in its choppiness from a hurricane. We just had a 3-hour choppiness. We just took out a wick, and now we're back in that movement. So we'll probably go to that 4-hour right now. So I'm gonna take a look if we can short the market. If we can, that would be amazing. To take one more trade out of it, and then I'll definitely be done for that day. So if we can hit this 5 minutes, I would try to short one more time. Then I would try to short it down. If we don't hit that liquidity, I'm not gonna jump in it. So I want to see it hit this liquidity. Do that move further low. Because we're now back in that choppy market. But the rest of the market still shows strength right now, so it is not yet telling me anything that the market wants to go down. The hourly looked like it took liquidity, so this is doji candle actually. We came in at 15 minutes, we took out our liquidity, so we actually, yeah. So now be patient. Very choppy market too, so be aware, always be aware of your surroundings. So this was a very sideways market. Took a nice trade, just gonna be patient, see if we can enter anything else. And this will definitely be the last trade that I take. So if we can hit this 5 minutes, I'm willing to short from it. If this is incorrect, I am not going to trade again. Now the market is just going to be sitting here and chopping. I don't want to be part of that. So I'm in a short right now. Last trade. Stops at the high. Aiming for that 4 hour for value gap right now. So last trade, no matter what. If this was internal liquidity that was swept, then we will see this soon enough. I started with one contract, so I'm watching now. So this is 20 points. 4, 5, so that was 5 contracts. So this is main target, that 4 hour for value gap just below us. Once we start moving and taking out those lows, I'll probably move my stop to my entry, so that we have a risk-free trade, no matter what the market does then, that we actually are at a good end. I'll stay online for another half hour to see first how this market plays out, so that I can help a little bit further, and then I'm gonna hit off. So I do want to see this close below in the next minutes. So I want to see it drop further right now. So if we hit that one, that's a 2.7, so that's a very great trade again that we have. But I do want to see that continuation. Aliana, zet de kakko nog aan? Wil je hem aanzetten?
Iets meer in mama.
Oké. So if your plan says you're not allowed to take 2 trades a day, that's also fine, but don't take it then. The only thing that we could have done different at our previous trade was a bit more patient. That's all. Look, I'm okay with not being right. So as a trader, you don't need to be right. You just need to be right enough. So if the market shows you that you're incorrect, you have to be able to adapt to it. You have to be able to let go of your previous thought processes and change it again to the other direction. It's okay not to be right. It's not okay if you want to be right and the market is showing you differently. So we're up 1 hour plus right now, so you can take something off if you want to. I'm holding. Because we got a lot of liquidity right here. So if we fall and we take out this 4-hour FVG, we probably can take out full this trend line liquidity too. Probably not behind the charts when this happens, so I'll take my TP is set, so I have a limit order right here to take something off, and I got my full TP at 25,684. I'll sit around the charts a little bit longer, see what happens. So take a partial like you want to, guys. You just gave an R, you're up plus 1 or 2, something like that right now. So if you don't feel comfortable in this trade, you can close the full trade, end the week with a green day, no matter what happened. Because this was the first liquidity right here we took. That was 1.2 that we made. So like I said, it's up to you how you want to take your profits. You don't always have to watch me do it. This is something you need to learn for yourself how to take profits too. So copying me is okay, but make sure that you know why you're doing something. If you're just doing it because you want to copy me, yeah, that's up to you. But again, you still need to be comfortable in every trade you take. So we took out this liquidity. And we came into a small void, so this is why I said take some liquidity. I see these things in my brain already, so I don't need to move my charts around. I can remember those things, that they are there. It's never a shame to take profits, guys. It's always good. It's keeping the stuff that you made. But this market looks like it wants to continue a bit lower. I'll just be patient. What did the brother do? See, same here. Sweep once, sweep twice. So this looks also like it wants to continue a little bit lower. This will probably go to the same level that our 4 hour right here. We still got an hour and 40 minutes, so in the next 40 minutes it probably will go down and then it will move back up. So if you took both trades, you are right now at break even if you take full TP right here. So that's up to you. I'll just let this do its thing. I am going to put my stop at my entry right now. I don't want to see it come back. If it moves back, I'm out at 0.1 or something like that. I don't want to take profit sooner. I want to see that TP hit. I don't want to see it come back also to my entry. So again, for anybody didn't hear it, I put my stop to my entry. Still looks like it wants to go lower, so I'm not gonna move anything else. I don't want to see it come back to that entry either. Yeah, you saw me all through all this, so I knew this is that tap, and then this is that movement that we want to see happening, a continuation that we want to see fall slowly further down to where we want to see it hit to. If you're in a trade and you don't feel comfortable, always ask yourself too why you don't feel comfortable. Because look, the only thing that I'm seeing right now is my TP. So once I saw us close below that wick right here, I didn't want to see us come all the way back too. So that's just why I said stops to entry. It's okay for me. But now I do want to see that slowly moving the market lower. Doesn't need to go fast. It just needs to continue for me. Because we're back in that choppy range. Okay, so guys, I did watch I actually did watch the chat for a second. Very good. Enjoy. Have a nice weekend. Trail till zero. Always got to control the edge and trust the plan. Yeah, of course. All true. 301. Welcome. Happy that you joined. I'm doing this every morning, so if you're willing to join, just subscribe, join. I've been doing this for 5 years plus, so this is my normal income. And I'm not doing it out of the subscribers that I have on YouTube because I'm not getting paid yet out of that one. But you just want to see that small, steady continuation. Yeah, if we see this, look, if we see this as a break or a rejection off of it, then it wants to go back to where the fair value of price. This is just the same. So if we would take this as a move, so fair value of price would be here. So if the market is heading to something, it's heading back to this level. So I take my profits always a bit sooner to make sure that I have my profits. If it doesn't hit that low, I'm okay by being out here. But if we would take this is fair value of price. So it always depends also on how you put yours. Fibonacci tools, everybody does it a little bit different. So slow 15 minutes. I'll sit here till 15 before 11, and then I'll call it a day, and I'll see you back on Mondays. If you have any questions, you can ask them. I'm now. Same for you. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. You can join the Discord too if you want to. It's in the description. I have a free Discord too. I got a paying one too, but most of the things are free too. So just join, ask me some questions. I'm always respond to DMs too. So let me know that you're in the Discord too. If you send me a DM, I know almost everybody out of my head. So not the best one in names, but I definitely remember pictures and faces and everything. So. Come on, Nasdaq. Show us that move. Then we can call it a day. Yes. Here comes my companionship again. Yes. It definitely doesn't have too much strength on both sides. So it's just been chopping right here. So not a price action where we actually want to be in. So we do want to have that expansion move. So this is why I normally close the books and don't watch my charts, because I find this while I'm in a trade. If I wasn't for you guys, like I said, I would already close the books, because this is not something I want to be watching. I know that if I take a trade, I have a set of rules, I follow them, and I'm okay with it. But just watching something that just sits here is not my not my thing. So we now tapped the fair value gap again. So I do want to see this move further down. What are you doing, my friend? Look, this one is also doing the same again. We're moving back inside this choppiness. Yeah. So for me, he has just closed off an hourly. So or it's gonna fall in the next 30 minutes hugely. So the next 4 minutes of this half hour, this needs to fall again. Otherwise, there's just some internal liquidity and then it's gonna start moving back up. So same for us. So again, my stop is at my entry, guys. So if it gets to my entry, I'm out. It doesn't matter. The main idea is still that, look, we didn't change hands yet to go down. So I just jumped in because we had a 5-minute shift, change in delivery right here. We had a retest of that change in delivery. So this is why I jumped in this trade to short off of it. We now filled up a small void. We made a bit small jump, so nothing happening right now. So we do want to see that continuation down. We can still tap this fair value gap one more time because it's not fully closed yet. So we can still tap it, but I prefer not to. I prefer that we actually fall further down. But that's up to the market. So, and it's been not the fastest market yet for today. I do have to. I've seen better markets move. Better take this one off the stream. Yes, just the same. So we came down, we took liquidity, we tapped that fair value gap one more time. So if it falls falling, it should fall right here. Same for us. And this looks too strong for me, actually. In a 5-minute base, this is too strong. So this will go back to that entry right now. So this is not a half hour how you want to see it close if we want to see down movement. So we did not create any 15-minute fair value gaps right here, so there was nothing to do off. We now have an entangled candle right here that I don't like to see if we're actually moving lower. We could still got a half hour in this hourly, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I got about 10 more minutes and then I'll be off. Is it going to take Asia's low? That's a decent move down, I must say. It can take out Asia low, yeah. Well, Asia low is all the way down here, so that's a decent move to the lows. I'm not aiming for Asia low, I'm aiming for a bit higher. So this is Asia low. You can leave a runner if you want to. I will not aim for full Asia low yet. So this is a 2.7. So if you have the full trade, that's a 6R. So that's a huge trade that you can take. If I was you and we are trading inside this 4 hour then to take out Asia low. So if you are behind the charts, I will watch how we act in this 4 hour value gap right here. This is the place where the market could react off and move further back up. So it doesn't need to close this fully. It doesn't need Asia low yet to actually see this happening. So we want to see if we tap this for value gap, how do we act off of it? If you see a 3-minute market shift back to the upside, I would just jump out of my trade. I would trail stop it down. So once you hit that for value gap, I would put my stop to that for value gap. So no matter what the market does then, if it comes back up to your stop, you still got the same trade like we are trading right now. If you don't, and it starts falling further down, you are still in it. That's the good thing about it. But first of all, we still need to see how we act. So we are now trading inside a 3 minutes for value gap right here. I want to see it flush through here. I don't want to see it push back up. Otherwise, this probably won't even play out good. Okay, so I'm already over my time to trade, guys. Yeah, love to see it fall lower too, but still being patient. But this is something that I said from the beginning of the stream, if you rewatch it, that we were chopping. So if we are chopping, this can just happen. So the market can just go down, up, back to that start point, back to the lows, back to the start point. So if we are in a choppy market or in a ranging market, just be aware of it and make sure that you always put your stop a little bit faster to break even. Because we can sit here all day too, seeing nothing happen. It can just flush immediately, or can just stay here like for the next 20, 25, 30 minutes again before doing anything. So we're back at 1 hour, or as good as 1 hour. So if you haven't taken anything, you still can. It's up to you. I'm just letting this trade do its thing. So I'm gonna get myself one more drink. If you have questions, I would ask them now. I'll get definitely offline by in the next 10 minutes. No. Right, come. That's okay. So, you're a nice one. Okay. So, do you use AMD to N? I know how it works, but they work in days. So see it as Mondays and Tuesdays are most of the time the manipulation, accumulation is most of the time Wednesdays, and distribution is Thursdays and Fridays normally. I don't use them in my TA, or I used to, but I've also found out that they are not always accurate. And I actually use, the only TA that I actually use for myself is watch what the charts are telling me. So I read candles. Those are my most accurate trades. I can trade breakup structure, retest, very good concept. Once you get to know that concept, you can actually trade any model off of it. You can trade this in a 5, 10, 15 minute, doesn't matter what. But the easiest way is actually once you learn how a candle looks and what it tells you. If you can read a candle, you can tell a story. So this is a language. It's like French, English. This is a language. And once you can read a language, you can trade off of it. It tells you something. It tells you what it wants to do. It tells you where it wants to go, how it wants to act, what it wants to show you. And if you are the one that learns the skill set to take the time to learn how this is, what is showing you, you can trade it. This is why I wanted to jump in this trade, because I've seen it got rejected. It took out a low, but I wasn't expecting it to take out. And we formed a fair value gap after that part where we actually could take an entry off of it and then trade to a target. Because we didn't sweep anything, we just took some highs, that's all we did. So for me, this was a clear indication how the market moved, and this was just out of reading tape. I can explain you what candle says what, but until you read, well, I got actually a course also on this. It's a free one, so if you're in the Discord, let me know. I'll send it to you if you're not the person that likes to read or study. Otherwise, go read the Candlestick Bible and learn the language of the candles. We're trading it, so this is your product. If you learn the language, what this tells you, you can move along with it. It's a good book. I learned to trade out of this one. This was my first book, actually. I was very happy with it too. So it learned me to see things differently. But I do have to say, yeah, the knowledge that I have now is like tenfold comparison where I started. So almost TP1. So I've got about 5 more minutes. Then I'll definitely cut off stream, guys, no matter what. Doesn't matter if we hit our TP, yes or no. I'm getting off stream. I'm way over my 2-hour stream right now. And I do keep it to that level. So I'm a mentor showing you what I'm doing. If you want to do something different, I'm fine with it. I'm just telling you it won't work in the long period of time. It will work in a short period of time if you have still learning phases, but in a long period of time, you don't want to be sitting behind the charts for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. It's just a waste of your time. Not that you cannot learn anything, just I would find it very sad to see somebody sit behind the chart 7 hours and give profits back that they actually made. And I've seen it happen too many times. Because some people tell you you can make thousands of dollars instantly. Yeah, you can. If you have a very good mindset and you can see thousands of dollars go incorrectly and be okay with it. And don't feel any struggle or internal feeling that doesn't make you happy or something like that. Because if you're already looking at okay, my stop is $200 and this is not something I feel comfortable by, you are unable to trade a $1,000 stop. I can tell you that directly, because you would be already taking profit when we were here at $500 or at $300. You don't want to know my stop right now. On a prop firm, I take it on percentage base. I take 10% of my MML. But I do trade real funds too. I don't want to. You don't want to see my stop right now. You be. Look. I got investors actually paying me to do this, so I'm having fun with this. So people pay me money to do it for them. But it took me some time to develop the skill, to be patient. And believe me, I didn't start out with a stop from $1,000 or something like that. It's not possible, guys. Not even for me, it wasn't possible. I built this up, and you can build it. The fastest way that you can build it up is go percentage way. So if I trade real funds, I do 2% of my capital. That's a lot. And this increases and decreases constantly. It will depend on how much you actually put into it. So if you have a $10,000, say that you have a capital of 10,000 and you take 2% of it, that's about the same that we have here. That's about a $200 trade. On a prop firm, you only have like $2,000 capital, and if you take a 50K account, you got about $2,000 capital that you get. So I take 10% out of that immediately, because I want to scale it up to make some money out of it. I took the challenge because people asked it in the Discord. I funded in less than 4 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So we swept everything right now. So I don't want to see the next 40 seconds actually push us to the lab. Come on, go NASDAQ. I want to see it. I'm gonna get off law. Okay. What's the name of the book? Oh yeah, it's the name of the book was Candlestick Bible. Nice, will do. Okay. It's in Discord, guys. If you're on my Discord, it's for free. You can just take the PDF out of it. I got it in my Discord for free. Wait, I'll show you the link. Extra videos. I believe it's somewhere here. No, not F1. If you're if you're not able to, here, copy this one. So if you don't want to read it, here, go do this. There's a full playlist off of it. I made a full course out of that one too. Because I know people sometimes don't want to read. Because they don't want to read, they tend to not do it. So this is what I made back in 2020 when I started trading. But I believe from the sixth one, that's actually about the Candlestick Bible. So I go completely over it. I believe from lesson 6 it starts. Yes, 5, 6. So yeah, you will see. You have to take a look. It's been a while since I've watched this one. This one I actually started my YouTube channel. You can see I've been doing this for a while. It called it Moon High Effect back then. I was very much into astrology at that point. It's okay. I'm gonna close the books right now. It's done for me. It's long enough. So we are on 1.1 R right here. So you can choose, take full TP, be done with it, close the books. I'm gonna let this ride. I want to see if we hit that TP at least. That would be my main idea. We still have like liquidity under here, so this would be the normal reaction that the market should do. We will see on Mondays or in Discord. You will see me the updates if you have anything. I wish you all a very good weekend. If you take profits today, stop trading. Second thing is also, if you took some profits and you enjoyed the streams, it's always nice to share it in Discord. People always appreciate it too. And if you like my streams, just subscribe, and I'll see you back on Monday morning at 8 o'clock Belgian time. I'll be back. See you all, and have a great trading session. And have a good weekend too. Get off the charts if you make profit too. Close your books. Don't trade again. Be happy with the trade we make.